Akwa Ibom State Governor thanks INEC on improved electoral process. Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly resumes 2024 legislative year. Provision of accommodation for doctors and rehabilitation of Ikodekpene Aba Road tops deliberations. Plus, Nigerian Union of Journalists holds first Congress of the year. Call for immediate and unconditional release of prospective core members of Akwa Ibom State Alliance. Hello there, thank you so much for joining us on Nta Uyo News. My name is Clement Barikwe. Don't forget that due to the live match of the African Cup of Nations, this broadcast is reaching you live on our social media handles on Facebook and YouTube only. International terminal and the maintenance, repair and overhaul facility at the Victor Atai International Airport all met requirement for certification. Minister of Aviation Festus Keyamo, a senior advocate of Nigeria, made this known shortly after an inspection tour of facilities at the airport. Kevin Samuel reports.
The present administration in Akwa Ibom State, led by Governor Moeno, is continuously drawing the attention of federal government and captains of industries across the globe to the different sectors of the state's economy with a view for partnership. This inspection tour of facilities at the Victor Atai International Airport, the governor says, is part of effort to showcase what is on ground and to pave way for collaborations with the federal government.
We want a collaboration. There are a few things we've talked about. This is Nigeria. We want to fly the Nigerian flag proudly. We want to collaborate with the aviation ministry to portray Nigeria. We already have here an aviation ecosystem that Nigeria can work with, and we can compete with the rest of Africa and indeed the world.
Impressed by the level of work done, the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, assures of providing the needed support to kickstart the maintenance, repair and overhaul wing and other facilities which, according to him, meet world standard.
The potential is world class. It's about 90%, 95% complete. And by the time it becomes fully operational, I am very, very certain that it's going to capture the whole of the markets in West Africa, in Central Africa, and even up to North Africa. And that is what we'll be looking for.
Inspected were the newly acquired aircraft, MRO, and the International Terminal Building. From the Victor Atai International Airport, Kevin Samuel, Nta News.
In another development, the Akwa Ibom State Governor Umoino has charged the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to be innovative in creating policies and regulations aimed at improving electoral processes in the country. Governor gave this charge during a courtesy call on him by the newly posted resident electoral commissioner, Issa Ehemieke. Kevin Samuel again reports.
The visit, according to the new REC, is part of familiarization tour and meetings with critical stakeholders to ensure smooth and hitch-free elections. He assures that the election will be transparent and all-inclusive, noting that he is determined to give the state an election that will truly represent the will of the people.
As we embark on this journey, it is crucial to underscore the significance of transparent and inclusive electoral processes that uphold the will of the people. As you may have been aware, Your Excellency, I was recently appointed as the Governor to Akwa Ibom State. Having just resumed duties, as custom and tradition demands, I deem it necessary to familiarize myself and pay homage to the number one citizen of state, His Excellency the Executive Governor.
While commended a new REC for his recent appointment and subsequent posting to Akwa Ibom State, the governor assures of the state government's readiness to collaborate with the commission and security agencies for the peaceful conduct of the election.
But we hope and pray that as the years roll by, we'll continue to have that improvement in the conduct of our election where no life will be lost. Because I do not believe that election should take anyone's life, whether it is INEC staff or the electorate or even the candidates or those who are standing election. So we want to pray and hope that INEC will continue to roll out policies and regulations that will keep improving on our electoral processes.
The by-election is scheduled to take place on February 3, 2024. From the Government House, Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
In the meantime, non-sensitive materials have been badged to the polling unit level ahead of the February 3rd supplementary elections in one federal constituency and one state constituency in Akwa Ibom State. The resident electoral commissioner Ihemeke Issa announced this at a meeting with the leadership of all the political parties in the state. The reports. The supplementary elections will hold in 3 local government areas, 15 registration areas, and 54 polling units. A breakdown shows that the election will be conducted in 7 registration areas and 21 polling units in Ibionibom local government area, while in Ikono local government area, the election will take place in 6 registration areas and 31 polling units. In the local government area, we'll have the election in 2 registration areas and 2 polling units. Already, readiness check has been concluded on the beavers, even as the resident electoral commissioner is insisting that the use of beavers for accreditation and uploading of result is a must.
The registered voters in Ikono any federal constituency and Ibianibo state constituency in the affected registration area and polling units are expected to go out and mark.
Sincere apologies for that hiccup experience in that report. We now pause for a break. The news continues shortly.
Oga Paul, na another cough medicine you wan buy so. Why you no go do the test wey I say make you go do?
Oga, make you go check this your cough. The last time wey I get this kind yeye cough wey no gree go, na madam here tell me say make I go do test. When all the cough syrup wey I dey drink no gree work, dem come do me free test and e come show say I get tuberculosis. The medicine wey dem give me, all na free. Now see am, I don well kampe.
Na true Callisto stop. Go check am o. Make you dey sure because who no go, no go no.
Check that cough for tuberculosis.
If cough don't worry you past 2 weeks, if it be tuberculosis, TB test and treatment, na free. Just call the National TB Hotline for 3340 or dial *3340# to get better information. This message now from the Federal Ministry of Health with support from the American people there.
Welcome to Prisma International Hotels, located at number 5 Efangosanga Street, Afagafort, Overback Road, Uyo. When it comes to hospitality industry, nothing compares with comfort, exquisite services, and top-of-the-world security. These are what make Prisma Hotels a household name. At Prisma Hotels, you are assured of lavishly furnished, spacious rooms and suites with complimentary breakfast, top-class Blue Sea swimming pool, VIP and poolside bars, as well as restaurant where African and continental dishes are served at pocket-friendly rates. These are not all. There is high-speed internet service, closed-circuit television, special 24-hour power and water supply, sparkle laundry and dry cleaning services, and above all, combat-ready security operatives. So whenever you are in Uyo or you are a resident in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, make Prisma Hotels number 5 Efangosanga Street, Afagafort, Overback Road, Uyo, your choice, and you will cherish the experience. For bookings and inquiries, please call 081-3166-6660 or 0915-509-9989. Prisma International Hotels, hospitality par excellence.
One passenger. Big auntie, Come enter this bus.
Ha! Oga conductor, this kind cough na serious matter. You suppose go hospital.
Hospital care.
Haba, doctors don talk am say different types of cough dey. Some na dry cough, but this your own na wet cough e be.
Big aunty, na God go bless you. I don tire for this my conductor and him cough wey no gree go. E fit even be tuberculosis.
Conductor, go check am o. Make you dey sure.
No go no.
Check that cough for tuberculosis.
Check am o, make you dey sure.
If cough don't worry you past 2 weeks, if it be tuberculosis, TB test and treatment, na free. Just call the National TB Hotline for 3340 or dial *3340 # informate. This message now from the Federal Ministry of Health with support from the American people there.
Thank you for staying tuned. We now continue with the rest of our stories. The 8th Legislative Year winner, Assembly correspondent Sika Kokon reports.
The Speaker of the Moton, while thanking God for gift of New Year and for granting them safety to return to their duty post, says, with the affirmation of the mandate of the governor by the Supreme Court, the year promises to be a year of destiny affirmation for the state. He charged all the lawmakers and the staff of the Assembly to work in unity for a common good of all indigents and residents of the state.
Considering the unique role of the legislature as the heart and soul of democratic governance, the appointment of the Assembly will be a critical factor in this affirmation. So far, we can say without fear of contradiction that as a legislature, we have done excellently in mandate delivery. I'm aware that all of us see the opportunity provided by the last Christmas break to interface with our constituents.
Meanwhile, member representing Una State constituency and leader of the House, Udoford Johnny, presented a motion on the need for government to provide residential quarters to doctors in the state employ.
We respectfully urge His Excellency, Pastor Basley Umayo, to undertake the construction and provision of well-appointed residential quarters at every secondary and referral health facilities within the state.
The motion was adopted for discussion, and the Deputy Speaker and member representing it to state constituency, Kufre Basiedidem and others, while speaking extensively, noted that it will provide the health standard of people, especially in cases of emergency.
Manforce in the health sector is very, very limited across the 31 government. When you look at the health facilities that we have in each local government, sometimes you go there, you will not even find a single nurse in that facilities. And you only see auxiliary nurses and so on and so forth.
We need to provide residential quarters and improve the welfare package for medical doctors in our practice.
To lead my voice to is that the state government should do all it takes to begin construction of residential quarters in most of our medical facilities, and most of our secondary and tertiary medical facilities have enough land space that can accommodate this kind of building.
In another development, the member representing Oborokara Ikorekpene State Constituency, Jerry Otu, has drawn the government's attention to the deplorable state of Ikorekpene Aba Road, which recently claimed the lives of 3 persons, including 2 Aqua Poly students.
Worried that if other steps are not taken to address the observed lapses on the referred road, the accident may continue unabated, thereby causing huge cost of human life.
The Speaker of the Motong speaks.
The state government is doing a lot to cover potholes all over the states. So I will still direct the clerk to write to Commissioner for Works and Fire Service direct to also ask the Ministry of Works and Fire Service to also liaise with the federal government who has already given a contract on that road to expedite action.
The House was adjourned to reconvene on January 25th, 2024. Nsika Okon, NTA News.
The Nigerian Television Authority has taken steps to enhance the competence of its personnel in line with Federal Civil Service rules. The event is an orientation to address newly employed staff, where the General Manager of Nta Uyo, Alice Ube, reiterated NTA's commitment to upholding high ethical standards. Otube Chibon reports.
As technology advances and workplace strategies evolve, technocrats believe there is need for professionals to align with these changes in terms of knowledge and skills. The Nigerian Television Authority, being one of such professional organizations, is always ahead to give staff needed skills and knowledge to serve the public well. This induction training for newly employed staff of Nta Uyo is just one of the many ways the authority is fully integrating them into the system.
You are given an orientation and inducted into the place that you have just been employed to work. It gives you a sense of belonging, and it makes you have a clearer understanding of the workings of the place. I expect them to be better versions of themselves. They came with a mindset. Try to change that mindset and let it be with the goals and objectives of NTA.
For the newly employed, apart from showing that they are valued by the NTA, the induction has better prepared them for higher responsibilities.
I hope that what I have learned will help me to ensure effective service delivery. My mind has been repositioned to understand what NTA is all about, and I pledge commitment, I pledge dedication to my service delivery.
And the orientation, I hope to add value to the station, to NTA, and to put in my best.
The onus is now on us to deliver. We've been given the way to go, we've been showed the way to go, so what's left now is for us to do our job.
Heads of the various departments in Nta Uyo took turns to brief the staff on the workings of units and departments that make up the organization. In Uyo, Utube Achibong, NTA News.
The Nigerian Union of Journalists is calling for the immediate and unconditional release of the prospective core members of Akwa Ibom State origin who have been held hostage for about 5 months. This was part of the communique issued at the first Congress of the year held at the Press Center Information Drive, Uyo. Congress congratulated the governor of the state, Pastor Umoino, on his victory at the Supreme Court and reminded the governor of his promise to visit the Press Center for inspection of facilities with a view to taking over the completion of its auditorium. Congress applauded the trials by the state-owned Ibom Air, but however frowned at the hike in airfare by the airline, which they noted is higher than what is obtainable in the industry. As part of activities to assist victims of the 2022 flood, the federal government, through the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, it has commenced the second phase of intervention in Cross River State. Oba Hysen reports that the relief materials tended to in the first phase earlier flagged off by the Deputy Governor of the state, Peter Ode, in September 2023. Details of that report will be brought to you in a subsequent bulletin. And on that note, we end the day's news translation. Remember to join NTA's campaign against rape and rapists.
T20 Akwa Ibom State NUJ eni akpamburu mokidum wadem kukat Akwa Ibom meko mo nyang medu wemedi mo Samson yai ko membok nyen sini no mufo kendo bre yomi adai wuru kara Akwa Ibom State Pastor Moino abo yak ufo utum usem bombanga ndutum ufi wubok ainek ena mo biong utum mo keri kaiso nam akpaniko manaturu adi depe ndaga idut nyen anyeketang miko minanga ufa kamandutum ufagutum INEC isa ihe meke akeriniege neme yenye kufagutum ukarami kuyo ama bokisang imo adu edidiniye neme yem kamandutum kemme nkokukara ebiginam mbuba ufigubok manatoro ndutum mbuba ufigubok ari krunen anyenko ama bo kambuba ufigubok adu abido anwa yekemem ame ebegisi owo ame irong eyemme kemiko mo adai wuru kara kwai bum set paso moino ama bu yak ufagutum mesere mkpo ebanga mbuba ufigubok INEC yakeka iso enam obiang utem mo kerinam mkpo kenti usong ye akpaniko man adi depe ndaga ufigubok kirut nyan ye ke state ami paso moino agetang miko minanga commissioner ufagutum INEC isa saka akeriniege neme yenye kufagutum karakuyo anyenko ama isa saka ke nanga ekemegenye kam ufagutum ufagutum ubombet Akwa Ibom State etongo mbono mo amiswa 2024 enyong ekoma basi kemme ukpeme nanga mo enyong ediye uwemyen songidem akwa tangai ko ufagutum ubombet Akwa Ibom State udema tong ama kom abasi kemme ubiorikpe ame Supreme Court ekeno pastor umoyno yaikombomi oyogo akwa tangai ko ufagutum ubombet Akwa Ibom State udema tong nangaka ko mo basi kemme ukpeme erikru faiswa nyong mana nam no mo etongo utum kuwem yen songidem ama bo kubiorikpe ame Supreme Court ke bangake arai wuru kara state ami awrobo kiswami adu iswa ame basi abigidepe state ami yogo ndaga nko ama bo yakme bombet koro mbun enam utum kufagutum bombet steremi yakenam ubiong utum mo yeridianake kendutum oyu kara ami ba kembonodu awora gano nkoko kara ona kufagutum ubombet Akwa Ibom State Udaford Johnny ama tang iko abanga eribop itie ufogirong no me ntambia ibok makara ke state ami nko mbonogu ema nyemme nko uriana akwa tangiko araga ano nko kara itu kufre edidem amariando bo kenu temedu aya mana depe ndaga ikbege nsongidem akpanakpan ke wokpenie eribo usob ba kembonodo nko ogwoda ga no nko kara oboro kara ye ikorekpene amabu yak ukara isu wenyen ese usong aba kikorekpene ame anaga nteriong siadogo kuseni fang afrogego uwemni to fong wit ntai fyok ama kwa poli ama bu yofe kekeneke ntak iriok usongado ke patre emaitre mbonoro enyongenam oyogo usen erap mission kafiongomi edimana mbono ufagutum uswanetep Nigerian Television Authority NTA erakendala erikan bokem bonutum kufagutumodo enye mefiok kebangake nutum utumu kara ntesangake kubonumpo ukara adina mami yakere dinien neme yemme ufambon utum kufagutum mado amera iwood ufagutum uswanetep Nta Uyo ma Alice ube akeno ogo mom mitem kebangake ubonumpo kemme ufagutumodo yaikombogomi
Ntedanga frewe medo diongi banga kedo uyo sire mkpokpungo akpanakpan ketange banga me usong yemme nange kama mkporo computer enanga utumindagami anam ufogutum NTA ekene kesanga yemme nsonsio ufogutum edikan bokembio sinang utum enie mentotungi fyok ebanga danga enang utumindagami ekedarini ekpep me ufawo enoro yageri ufogutum NTA ntemena mutumdo enomo ukpep edikan bokem mo eda neke emane yo ekem edina mutum yagafon mufawo enogedi ufogutum Nta Uyo mi kema kebo ukpebe mima eboke mimo imiko bini mesere tatiti ngoke mimo imibe ngide medikan boke mimo miben mi fiogo mimo iboro mi isen kedunam medai word ke mention sio ikpegutum kufogutum Nta Uyo emaida de ninko eno mufawo mi ntotungi fyok ebanga se ikpegutum mo kere enam emane daino miku yo utebe achibong akombok NTA
Akwa Ibom ntembok nyan kendubre yomi atrero nyang medo wemedi mo Samson eso songa kempang utong asiere